All right, we want to welcome you all to our first simulblast communication to the school. We're using the technology. We're going to use it effectively to communicate a little bit of what we know at this time. This morning, I had the opportunity to present in front of the Board of Education in their special session along with Mr. Vallata. And our presentation specifically was post the communication from Dr. Hamlin in regards to the current state of our county and working with the director, Tom Quaid. It looks as though that the county is still going to remain in red for its coding system. And one of the things that we have constantly evolved in is we initially had our systems mirrored to our educational plan. And that has evolved over time because for the last several weeks, we as a school district have been in red, but we have not changed our educational model due to the minimal number of direct COVID-19 cases in any of our buildings. But what we have noticed more recently is the impact of contact tracing. And some of the contact tracing is impacting our building. As you can see today, you can probably look around and see a lot of new faces that we have had great help from the Geauga Western Reserve of the ESC to give us some additional subs, along with Maple and also the middle school to help us with subs today. So we're very appreciative of that. However, because of all of the new information that we have with those individuals, and I'm speaking directly of our staff that have been impacted with contact tracing, I presented to the board to articulate that running a 100% model is going to tax the system even greater than we have. We're starting to get to a point where many of you just saw Mr. Heim in a classroom. You've seen Mr. Bandera, you've seen myself, along with other teachers covering for classes. We're coming to a point where we just cannot facilitate that successfully. So it's been my recommendation to the Board of Education, along with the recommendation of Dr. Hamlin to the board, that here at the high school, Chardon High School, effective Monday, we will be running our AB 50/50 model. What does that mean? Momentarily, I will share with every student the schedule of this model, the model details. I want to specifically talk to you about a couple important things that you need to remember. One is to check Infinite Campus. Many of you have your Chromebooks open right now to check your Infinite Campus and see and confirm whether you are a student in the A group or B group. Now, there are some that have adjusted that Mrs. Hetrick has been doing to balance out any new kids that have been in who are now in a model. So if you're looking at yours and saying, hey, I thought that mine switched because of this situation, that's something that you must see and speak to Mrs. Hetrick directly about. But whatever's posted, that is what the current state is. On Monday, we are going to run the schedule, the 50/50 schedule. We started the school year off with our Black Day 1, 3, 5, 7 A group in the building. Those students will be working directly with their teachers live in class. It will be based on the course and the number of kids in that course and how it broke up into an A-B, but it will be a minimal number of students, be very close to half the number of students in the room. What we'll definitely have to do is you might have a different seat on Monday. We're going to try to maximize the pods by providing you the opportunity to sit at your pod by yourself to the best of our ability and really space kids out to continue to be mindful of contact tracing for you, for the safety of others. So things might change on Monday. Students who are B students, you are going to be at home. What's really important that I'm going to share with you is inside of this, and what I'm not going to do is share my screen, because with the number of staff members that are logged in, my screen will be really minimized for you to see. I, Entail, right now, am going to send you directly this communication that will eventually be sent out to all parents. This is going to be posted in the Week in Reflection. that I'm working on right after we speak in this meeting today. So if you check your email, you will note here in a second that all students, staff have already received this, will receive the communication of the hybrid district plan effective for Monday. Students that are in B, what's really important on Monday is that you follow your schedule. Why do you have to follow your schedule? Attendance purposes is really important. So you're going to go into Infinite Campus on Monday, students in the B, and you're going to check in. So that on your home screen on Monday, you won't be in school. B students, A students will be. Transportation runs regular time. Students are going to go to their home page and it will have your first period class and it will say check in. This is for attendance purposes. Furthermore, you need to go directly into the Google Classroom because some of your teachers have already been communicating to you how this will work in their class. I cannot speak for the 4,000 different sections that we have or the 100 various teachers that might be deploying a course, but they might have the opportunity, if they choose, to have a simulblast happening, or they might have work for you to do while they're teaching the class that day. It's important that you check Google Classroom and do the work that is assigned for you for that class for that day. On the next day, it just flips. The B students on Tuesday are in the building, and the A students that were just taught are now at home. The A students, same idea. Go into Infinite Campus, check in, go to Google Classroom prior to class, see what your class is doing for that period. Okay. Now, for example, you're like, what do I do? I have a study hall. Well, good. You have a study hall. You can get work done while you're at home for those things. A lot of things are changing due to the fact that we're going into the 50-50 model. When it turns into Wednesday is our opportunity for all of our classes to meet in a Google live session. The schedule will clearly be first period through seventh period. The schedule is inside of this document. It is different than our white day schedule because the times are a little bit different. You go into every single one of your Google Classrooms, you click on that meet, and therefore you will be able to see all of your students for all of your classes. So our Black Day students will be able to close that lesson. Our Red Day students will be able to open that lesson, and teachers and all of you can engage with all of your student body that is rostered in your class. Now transitioning to Wednesday, on Thursday, this is where it gets a little unique because we do have the late start. So our A students are going to be reporting to school. Now teachers have PLCs in the morning. Then at 8 o'clock, they have office hours for everybody in the school and in their classes. So they'll have a Google Meet set up through their Google Classroom. If you need to get additional office hours, they'll be available to you. Students that are in A who have topper time and circuit, which would be all of our 8th graders and every student that has a topper time, report to school prior to 8:24 so that you can have, again, additional supports available to you because you needed some additional help and or a course is being run in the Circuit of Success. Then we go through periods 2, 4, and 6. Students in the B, what do? Well, you have the online office hours available to you because you have a question, so you can check in with your teachers. As for your topper time or circuit, students in a circuit need to check if there's things posted for you to do that day. And again, likewise, you need to go into Infinite Campus, check in that you're present, and see if your teachers have a live session or work for you to do for periods 2, 4, 6. Following the schedule is really important so that this is a week-to-week kind of model, and it will be determined by numbers. Things could change in our next week, where we have to change models and go further backwards. So it's important that you follow the routine, stay on a routine. And then on Friday, the B students are in. The A students follow that same schedule of checking in. They have the office hours, periods 2, 4, 6. I'm going to ask you to really refer to this. I'm going to really ask every single person in this meet and those who are watching this, including our Blue Model students, that they will also follow the same hybrid schedule. They don't have an A-B group, so they are going to have the opportunity to meet with their teachers. Teachers in the blue model will determine what the students are doing on synchronous days of black day, black day. That will be determined for those kids who are 100% in the blue model. This schedule really works for our hybrid kids because it gets back down to, hey, on this day I'm completely out of the building, and on this day I'm in the building because it meets the schedule of how it was built for you. Furthermore, when you go inside of the document that I've shared with you, I've already addressed attendance. I really am emphasizing to follow your schedule because prior to that course, your teachers would have things posted for you so that you will know what's going on. The expectation would be that students who are at home have about 3 to 4 hours of contact, I should say, work time to do, coursework to do between the 4 classes that they have or the 3 classes. That is in total of various activities. I must stress, this is not last spring. We were mustering through last spring to make it happen. This is school, and you have to report. House Bill 410, your attendance still is being followed with this, and grades are being modeled as they are currently. Doing your work, doing it when it's due, and asking for questions if you need additional help. But I will stress this. Our curriculum is going to be on yielding for a little bit. It's going to go into we were going full speed ahead, and now it's going to be kind of like we're in a school zone here. We're going about 20 miles an hour. We're still moving forward, and we're still learning, but the volume of things that we can accomplish are going to be yielding for a period of time. And that's important to know for our students, for their mental health, for our staff and their mental health as we go throughout this time. I've included resources in this document, which include what this would look like from now and through Thanksgiving. I've also included a video in this document that shows you the schedule where I walk through the schedule like I did in the first week of school. Likewise, I have teacher resources there where they filled out, this is how you are able to check my learning, meaning my coursework. This is where Google Classroom, here are the codes. And I have also included all of our students who are quarantined at home and how do they respond to being quarantined at home during this time, and already our students who have been quarantined at home. There's a letter in there on how you follow your schedule also. I'm going to pause. I've been talking quite a bit. I would ask if Mr. Hyam or Mr. Bandera has any further clarity, because we are looking here at 11 o'clock and the bell is going to be ringing here in about 4 minutes.
Mr. Hyam, you're not talking. I'm sorry. While Mr. Hyam's working on his microphone, I just want to encourage everyone, like Mr. Murray said, make sure you are logging in, you are doing your work, you are following what your teacher's expectations are, so you don't have to fall into any of attendance issues, and we're meeting the expectations. I'm trying to stay on track. I know this hopefully will not be a permanent thing for our students. Hopefully we'll be back in full person very soon. This still gives us a little bit of an option here instead of going all online, which is a struggle for a lot of our students. Nope, we still can't hear you, Mr. Hyam, but that's okay. Well, I'm sure it was an important message you had as well.
Yeah, and I would probably say that it all goes back to, like, we're all going through this together, and it's, if you have questions, reach out, contact teachers, contact us. Your mental health throughout this is really important to us. And along the lines, we want to make sure the learning is taking place. We want to make sure that we are doing a very good job with manning the system. And this is why we are leading you through this message today, instead of just trying to do it over the PA. We want to make sure we're clear. We want to make sure that you have time to talk to your teachers. So what we're going to do is we're going to probably close this meeting so that you can talk to your specific teachers for the 3 minutes or so that are left. But Mr. Hyam, Mr. Bandera, and myself, once we get this messaging out to parents, we will then be throughout the building answering any of your questions. Okay, we appreciate you, we value you, and we want to make sure that we're doing what's right, what's the best way to facilitate learning, dealing with the volume of contact tracing cases that we have. That's it from us. Please be mindful to read this carefully and have a great day.